Hi. First, I want to let you know that I'm very pleased to see that you're online. Last week, we learned about various aspects of value and its components. As well, we were introduced to the 8 steps in the appraisal process. Some textbooks teach this in a 7-step tier or some other configuration. It really is not that important so long as all the pieces fit into the process. This week, we will be learning about the 3 ways we legally describe land. The meets and bounds system is especially useful on irregular parcels. It literally starts from a point of beginning and then goes, for example, 100 meters to the west, and then goes, for example, 100 meters to the north, and then by various degrees finds its way back to the point of beginning, or the POB. On page 118 in the textbook, the lot, block, and tract system is probably the most familiar to us. It's not unusual for someone to ask, for example, what tract do you live in? And it may have a name, or if that name, it probably has a number as well. The textbook also introduces us to some of the more simple math calculations for which we must be familiar, figuring out the square footage of a home from a sketch, or maybe from a floor plan. Chapter 5 deals with understanding data and the collection of data. Real property appraisal deals with market trends data. It deals with data regarding the subject property. It deals with data regarding comparable sales. Some of this data is generated by the appraiser, some by data sources, for example, multiple listing service or the MLS that realtors use, and some of it is data generated by the assessor's office. There's also data collected and distributed by the title companies and other sources. Chapter 6 deals with site valuation. It is extremely important that we understand how to value the site, or the dirt as we refer to it. Depending on the zoning, what is legally allowed to be built on the dirt can make an enormous difference in the value of the property. For example, it may be that a small lot in a residential neighborhood appears to be suited for building a house. However, when we investigate the zoning, we find that a commercial use is allowable. It might be that there are a few commercial properties in the neighborhood, and this property might be available for a small retail store or even a convenience store. This could make the property much more valuable than for a residential home. This analysis we do is referred to a highest and best use analysis. On every appraisal we do, we must examine the property and find out what the most productive thing we could legally build on the property. A residential house on a major street may be more valuable as an office for a CPA or for an attorney than to be continued as a residence use. Maybe, maybe not. Well, again, it's nice to see you online, and I'll be talking to you again, I'm sure, next week.